Water and wastewater systems during a town hall meeting, and a classic movie screening at the Route 66 Theater in Webb City reignites a conversation about an infamous crime couple with ties to the area. KOIM News at 10 is next.
Residents in Neosho get the opportunity to have their voices heard about a proposed plan to sell the city's water system. I'm Samantha Walker, and I'll have that story coming up.
Plus, a self-defense instructor in Joplin has tips for parents on keeping their kids safe at the bus stop. And the city of Carl Junction rocks the block with a back-to-school bash.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Tonight, Neosho community members had the opportunity to have their voices heard about a proposed sale of the city's water and wastewater systems. This is KOIM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. Tonight's Neosho Town Hall topic, a deal worth more than $34 million. KOIM Samantha Walker has details from that meeting.
Community members packed the Neosho Civic Center, asking questions and learning more about the potential sale of the city's water system to Missouri American Water for $34.5 million.
You say would not be a flat rate. How would that look?
According to the city of Neosho, the water system, primarily built during World War II, was aging and in dire need of repair. Mayor Richard Davidson says the system has seen up to 50% water loss.
At some point you have to say, it's been 20, it's been 30, it's been 40 years, how long do we continue to try before we realize we might need different expertise or different set of eyes on this to fix it?
The infrastructure improvement is why the city reached out to Missouri American Water, and exactly why the Missouri-based company is interested in purchasing the systems.
Our model is to invest and make the water and wastewater systems better. Basically, when we talk to different communities, we find that they're struggling with that, and our company, that's all we do. We invest and make the water and wastewater systems better. Neosho reached out to us, we reached out to them. We believe this is a good project to help us solve all their water and wastewater issues.
Now, according to this proposed agreement, the funds that the city would receive from this sale could be used to pay off existing debt, strengthen financial reserves, or go towards other infrastructure development projects without the need to raise taxes.
If the sale were to occur, the city would be in the parks business, the city would be in the streets business, we'd be in the police business, we'd be in the fire business. Community
members brought questions about where the money would go, possible rate changes as a result of the sale, and how city employees would be impacted. According to representatives, the 13 city employees who currently work on the water system would then work for Missouri American Water, and the company would build an operations base in Neosho.
I'm about Neosho. I'm about Neosho. I'm about Newton County. I love this community. It's my community.
Both city staff and Missouri American Water representatives emphasized their desire to be transparent and communicative with Neosho residents throughout this process.
And so we wanted to have that open dialogue with all the residents so they know what their options are. We believe this is the right option to help solve some of the water and wastewater problems in the community.
Reporting in Neosho, Samantha Walker, KOIM News.
Now, if you missed tonight's town hall, you do still have the chance to give your input. The city of Neosho has a phone number, email, and an online input form for community feedback. You can find that information on our website. You see it there, KOIMnewsnow.com. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy now for our first look at the weather.
Well, of course, we had some showers and a few thunderstorms out there today. Most of us ended up on the dry side, but because of all the rain that we had the past couple days, let's check out our rain stats. About 1.5 inches for the month. Obviously, that occurred on Sunday and Monday. For the year, over 29 inches. We're right where we should be for this time of the year, and a good chunk above, about 5 inches, over 5 inches above where we were this time last year. All right, let's go through time. Nice and calm night, upper 60s for overnight lows as we go into Wednesday afternoon. Again, 1 or 2 random little showers. Temperatures about 90 or 91 degrees as we go into the afternoon hours on Wednesday. Wednesday night, we're dropping back into the upper 60s once again. But we really start to heat up the next few days. We're going to look at that here in a bit.
Catch in a few. Getting on and off the school bus can be a routine part of a child's day, but for some, it can also be a moment of vulnerability. While abductions are rare, Johns Hopkins Medicine reports that most incidents involve children between the ages of 10 and 14, often occurring between 2 and 7 p.m. As these situations can happen anywhere, A martial arts instructor from the Forge in Joplin explains how children can protect themselves when encountering a stranger near the bus stop.
Picked up, they have to put you down eventually. So you kick, you scream, if there's flesh available, you bite. Big thing is deploying and not like rearing back, because they have self-defense inclinations too. They might block you. What do you do if they block you? Hit them with the other hand.
Johns Hopkins Medicine says you should start talking to your child about avoiding strangers at an early age. The school year is officially here for some Southeast Kansas students. Northeast USD 246 in Arma is one of a few local districts that started classes today. The rest will start in the days and weeks to come. This is Arma's second year of 4-day school weeks. Teachers introduced classroom expectations and helped students find their lockers. For one Arma senior, coming back to school means reconnecting with friends through sports.
It helps with your mental health so much, especially when I play so much sports, obviously, and then I have to keep up with my work, and then I do like travel softball all year round. So whenever I have a tournament on the weekend, I have that Monday to like chill, catch up, hang out with my friends.
Arma is already celebrating the year with higher enrollment, including a larger underclass. Carl Junction kicks off back-to-school fun with a street fest tonight. School isn't back into session until Monday, but this afternoon and this evening, the Carl Junction Chamber of Commerce hosted a back-to-school block party. Bash featured food trucks, music, games, and activities, free giveaways, and allowed parents the chance to meet their child's teacher during an elementary class open house.
Just talking with the families and having some of the teachers that we've previously had with our older kids come by and say hi to us, and just seeing some old familiar faces that we don't always see.
Carl Junction High School's Student Success Committee planned and coordinated today's back-to-school block party. The screening of a classic crime movie at the Route 66 Theater fires up a conversation about a notorious couple. That story's coming up, but up first.
Hundreds of National Guard troops arrive in the nation's capital as President Trump orders a crackdown on crime. I'm Erica Brown with more on that and Trump's upcoming face-to-face meeting with Vladimir Putin.
It's the summer sales event with the
As President Trump prepares for a high-stakes meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Anchorage, Alaska this week, a federal takeover of Washington, D.C.'s police force is underway. Erica Brown has the latest.
President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin are gearing up for their face-to-face meeting set for this Friday in Anchorage, Alaska.
We're going to see what he has in mind, and if it's a fair deal, I'll reveal it to the European Union leaders and to the NATO leaders and also to President Zelensky. I think out of respect, I'll call him first.
Trump announced the talks with the Russian leader only days ago, and the White House is lowering expectations about the meeting's potential outcome.
This is a listening exercise for the president. Look, only one party that's involved in this war is going to be present. And so this is for the president to go and to get, again, a more firm and better understanding of how we can hopefully bring this war to an end.
As of now, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has not been invited to join the talks. But CBS News has learned that Trump plans to hold a virtual meeting with Zelensky and European allies Wednesday. Here in Washington, the White House is touting what it says are signs of progress, one day after President Trump announced the federal takeover of the city's police department and activated 800 National Guard troops.
They made a total of 23 arrests. A total of 6 illegal handguns were seized off of District of Columbia streets as part of last night's effort. This is only the beginning. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser and U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi met Tuesday to discuss coordination and strategy as more troops are deployed. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
Bowser and the D.C. Police Department say violent crime overall in Washington has fallen to a 3-decade low after a large increase in 2023. Blasting machine guns, robbing banks, and speeding cars riddled with bullet holes. Just some of the history associated with the infamous duo Bonnie Parker and Clyde Burrell, aka Bonnie and Clyde, who rampaged the southern Midwest in the 1930s, including in Joplin. Tonight, the Route 66 Theater in Webb City hosted a special screening of the original 1967 Bonnie and Clyde movie. Before the screening, special guest speakers Jason and Aiden Chambers introduced the two legendary outlaws connected to the Joplin area.
Their time in Joplin is what kind of pokes out for me a lot more, just because a lot of people don't really know about what has happened in Joplin and Webb City in the past 100 years. There is just so much history in where we're from, and I don't want that stuff to go to waste. I'd love for that stuff to really be brought back out into the light.
The event featured rare artifacts from the Bonnie and Clyde era. Chambers also talked about the Joplin residence the two used as a hideout back in their heyday. A little bit later, family and friends stand bedside as a comatose Missouri teen recovers from a 240-foot fall into a ravine.
And our temperatures starting to heat back up. We're going to look at that coming up.
Hi, this is Alan with Wayside
by Design.
Well, it turned out to be a pretty good Tuesday for us today. Yeah, it was definitely a little bit on the hot side, but pretty close to where we should be for this time of the year. Now, heat is really going to start to kick in over the next few days. Of course, the past few days, we've had scattered showers and thunderstorms, heavy amounts of rain on Sunday and Monday. Had a few scattered showers earlier this evening, mainly across southeastern Kansas. Now, all this is just ground clutter being picked up on the radar as it is in clear air mode. All right, so let's go into the morning hours. Upper 60s, partly sunny skies. We're going to stop at the noon hour, warming up. Most of us mid to upper 80s at that point in time. Once we get into the afternoon, I think most of us about 89 to about 92 in our southern counties, right where we should be. Again, there's a very slight chance there could be one or two little pop-up storms. 95% of you are going to stay dry. Tomorrow night, we slip back, mid-60s, comfortable start. Oh, let me mention tonight and tomorrow night, there's a meteor shower across the entire northern hemisphere. The greatest or the best time to view it is 2 a.m. to 4 a.m., which most of you will not be up. But if you want an idea, it's going to be roughly about 1 meteor per minute, which is pretty good. It's not overly amazing, but if you want to check it out. So that'll be tonight, and then also Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Thursday afternoon, we warm up a little bit more, 93, 94, 95 degrees. And then by Friday morning, we don't drop back as much, only down into low to mid 70s. So we have that warming trend the next few days. 70 to start, 88 by noon, high temp, 91 on your Wednesday. It looks good right now. Great shot of our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. Also our Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. We have pretty much clear skies across the region. Mid to upper 70s, so it's still warm. We have a little bit of humidity. Dew points upper 60s to near 70. What that means for you is it feels kind of in that sticky to muggy range. And we're going to see those heat indices staying 1 or 2, 3 degrees warmer than our actual temperature. So our heat index tomorrow will be about 91, 92 degrees. A little bit cooler past couple days because of this upper level wave. And here's our rain, all the showers and thunderstorms we got over the past couple days. Our big dome of high pressure has slid back toward the west, but here it comes. It's going to march toward us as we go through the next few days. What that means for you is that heat dome returns. The temperature is in the upper 90s to near 100. Those heat index or heat indices 102 to 104, and this is going to stick around this weekend. It does shove back toward the west a little bit early next week, which will allow a couple little waves to kind of rotate around that ridge and give us at least some slight chances for a few thunderstorms. Let's go 91 tomorrow, 94 on Thursday, 97 on Friday, near 100 as we head into the weekend, and we stay super hot all the way through the beginning of next week. Now, there is going to be a random shot that we could see a thunderstorm or two, but yeah, I hope enjoy tomorrow. 91, a lot better than 99.
Yeah, relatively cool tomorrow,
Yeah.
only the low 90s.
There you go.
Great, thanks Doug. Still ahead, the Royals and Cardinals have a chance to secure their series tonight. We're going to have the scores from their matchups coming up. And high school football practices are underway in Missouri and Oklahoma. We're going to hear from the Joplin Eagles as the start of the season approaches.
We've got the buyers nowhere else.
The Joplin Eagles are coming off another successful campaign in 2024 with a district championship game appearance. And as the Eagles enter year 11 under head coach Curtis Jasper, experience will lead the way. One position to look out for in this squad is tight end. Joplin has 3 returning tight ends that have varsity experience. And over the last few years, the program has turned the position into a strength with hopes of implementing a creative offense that gets everyone involved.
We're always trying to compete with each other, trying to get better so that we maybe get more reps than the other guy. But whenever it comes to Friday nights, we're just worried about who's the best person on the field in that situation and trying to be the best and support our teammates as much as possible whenever we're not competing against each other.
A few years ago, we didn't have any tight ends in the program, and then, now we have, I think, 8 tight ends, in the junior varsity and varsity program combined. So it's definitely a program of strength, and there's all kinds of innovative ways that we can use 1, 2, or even 3 tight ends.
A key piece of the Eagles' identity this season will be physicality, and it all starts up front in the trenches on the offensive and defensive lines. With several returners on both sides of the ball, Joplin believes that they can not only match, but beat any physicality from any opponent.
We got a lot of returning starters on the offensive line and a few on the defensive line, and one of the more physical groups we've had in Joplin the past few years. It's all about physicality. If you can be more physical than the other guy around you, beside you, or in front of you, it's really hard to be beat. We saw how important it was last year, and the more physical team won almost every game that we played last year. And so seeing that and seeing how important it is to be physical allows you, or helps you know that you have to be physical if we're going to be good.
They've had a really good summer in the weight room, getting stronger. So I think when you get stronger, it builds a lot of confidence, like going down there, knowing that you can move your people when you need to and do your job how you're supposed to. And we have a lot of coaches that build them up to show them that they can be that physical and that they can always do their job to the best of their ability.
Joplin opens their season at home on August 29th against Kickapoo. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m. The Royals and Cardinals open the new week with wins on Monday, now having the opportunity to win their respective series tonight at home. Royals opened their series against the Nationals with a 7-4 win last night. Salvador Perez and Kyle Isbell paced the offense as both hitters cleared the yard with a 2-run homer each. And the power surge continued into tonight. Vinny Pasquantino and Jonathan India each hitting round trippers, fueling the Royals to an 8-5 win to take the series over the Nats. Pasquantino, he finished with 5 RBIs in the win as KC gets back to 500. Seth Lugo takes the mound tomorrow for the series sweep. In St. Louis, the Cardinals downed the Rockies last night 3-2 with some late-game heroics. Lately, it's been Yoel Pozo, but Monday night's hero was Brendan Donovan, who knocked in the game-tying and winning runs with a pinch-hit 2-run double in the 8th. But the Redbirds dropped Game 2 of the series 3-0 tonight. The offense struggling against the Colorado pitching staff, going 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position and only collecting 6 total hits. Cardinals and Rockies will battle in a rubber match tomorrow afternoon. We are inching closer and closer and closer to football, so my anxiety is getting up there because I'm just so excited. I love shooting football. Friday Night Lights it's special wherever you are, but I'm super excited to experience it here.
Absolutely. Four-Staters love their Friday night football. Everybody has a favorite high school team, their alma mater, their local one. It's tied to the identity of a lot of the communities around here, and I think looking forward to it.
That's the best part, is how communities wrap around their high school, especially those smaller communities, and that's where kind of the best stories I've been able to tell have kind of been with communities wrapping around their teams.
It's coming up soon. We'll be right back. A Missouri teen has defied the odds. A couple of weeks ago, we brought you the story of Cody Trenkle, a young man who disappeared for more than 3 days and then faced life-threatening injuries. Well, now he's awake, alert, and even communicating with his family. As Megan Kernan reports, it's a moment Cody's mom says she will carry with her forever.
He wasn't going to give up, and he's like, nah, I'm not just going to lay here and die.
13-year-old Cody Trenkle Jr. never lost hope.
He fell down 240 feet into a ravine near Goose Creek Lake. More than 3 days later, a canine found him alive. Cody was airlifted to St. Louis in critical condition and was placed in a medically induced coma. He had severe brain bleeding, pneumonia, and serious wounds from lying in water for 80 hours.
In my mom heart, I knew that he was finally going to be okay.
For 2 weeks, Cody's mom, Stephanie Neely, and their family never left his side. Then, over the weekend, hope broke through. Cody woke up.
Oh my gosh, I was so overjoyed, especially when I went over there and I was like, do you know that this is mommy? And he shook his head yes. And I was like, do you know that I'm here and that I love you? And he said yes. I cried. I started bawling because that to me was like the sign that I really needed.
Cody is now off the ventilator, talking and starting physical therapy.
Cody, can you show me I love you with your hand? Good job. That moment, like that's when everything switched for me, and I knew like we're on a good road. In true Cody fashion, the first thing that he asked for when he woke up, he's like, "Ma, I need a Coke from McDonald's."
His family calls him Dakota Strong, and that strength is undeniable.
I've known he was a fighter since he was born. You know, he was born super preemie. And he fought for his life then, and now almost 14 years later, he's doing it again. He's like proving to them, like, I'm fighting, I'm still here, like, I can survive.
There's a GoFundMe page set up to help the family with Cody's medical expenses. Obviously, everyone cheering for that young man and his family. Hope they do well. Weather is going to be even hotter in the days ahead.
Still tomorrow, not too bad. About 91 degrees, and the humidity about average for this time of the year. But the temperatures and the humidity start to creep back up. So upper 90s heading into the week with that heat index again, kind of in that 100 to 105 range. Random chances for storms, but mainly dry.
Final sports note.
The Royals had a bad series in Minnesota, losing 2 of 3. Already taking the series from the Nationals, have a chance tomorrow to get above 500 with a win.
They scored something like 15 runs combined in the last 2 games. So
and it's the
Pats
homers, too. They're finally hitting some home runs at Kauffman Stadium.
Getting some power, heating up with the weather. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great tomorrow.